Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into a topic that can absolutely transform how you communicate with your audience. We're talking about follow-up excellence. Look, if you've ever felt like you're just, launching annoying sales pitches into the dark void of the internet and getting nothing back but crickets, well, you're in the right place. We are completely moving away from the endless pitch. Instead, we're going to learn how to craft highly anticipated, value-driven assets. It's time to rethink the inbox.
All right, Section 1. Stop selling, start serving. Now, think about your own inbox for a second. We are all totally overwhelmed by marketers using email as a blunt instrument to just sell, and sell some more, right? So we really have to step back and ask a critical question. Why do people actually stay on your email list? I mean, what do they actually want from you when they hand over their email address?
Well, the completely wrong assumption is that people stick around just because you ask them to buy something, as if they love being treated like an ATM. That's that outdated sell-first mentality, and it doesn't work anymore. The right answer? People stay because your emails make them smarter. They're sticking around for the value, not the demands.
Moving on to Section 2, the big email idea.
So according to the source material, prospects really only stick around for exactly 3 reasons. First up, you make them smarter. That could be as simple as sharing a quick industry trend. Second, you solve problems, maybe giving them a template to fix a specific pain point they have. And third, you help them make progress toward their goals. If you hit these 3 targets, opening your email literally becomes an investment in their own success.
Honestly, the whole thing boils down to this one powerful quote. Every email should leave the reader better off than before they opened it. This isn't just some nice-to-have idea, okay? This is the foundational, absolute, non-negotiable rule for every single piece of follow-up you send from this day forward. If your draft doesn't pass this test, just delete it.
Let's get into Section 3, 3 steps to add value.
Here is your actionable playbook to actually execute this new framework. Step 1, teach before you sell. Step 2, focus on their goal. And Step 3, prove your value through action. Let's break these down so you can start applying them to your campaigns right away.
Okay, Rule 1, teach before you sell. Basically, every single email has to contain at least one useful tip, strategy, or lesson that your reader can apply immediately. Think about it. Human behavior is heavily driven by reward. If opening your email rewards them with a quick win, like say a simple hack to optimize their calendar, you are literally training them to look forward to seeing your name pop up in their inbox.
And before you even think about hitting that send button, you've got to ask yourself one absolutely essential question. How does this help my prospect get closer to what they want? Notice where the focus is here. It's definitely not about your sales quota. It is entirely about their journey and getting them to their finish line.
And that brings us perfectly to Rule 2. Focus on their goal. You need to keep your content centered on their desired outcome, not your product. Strip away all those selfish, product-centric pitches. Look, obviously your product is the ultimate vehicle to help them, we know that. But the conversation has to revolve around their destination. If you deeply understand what they want, you'll capture their undivided attention every single time.
Which leads right into Rule 3. Prove your value through action. Giving lip service isn't enough. You can't just promise you can help, you have to actively demonstrate it. Give away valuable insights, offer practical advice, and provide real, tangible solutions right there in the body of the email. In other words, stop talking about how great you are and start proving it by actually solving a little slice of their problem for free.
Because here's the magic of this whole approach. When people experience actual results from your free content, they'll naturally believe your paid offer can help them even more. You aren't tricking anybody into buying anything. You're just organically building belief in your product by giving them a very real taste of the results you can generate.
All right, Section 4, becoming a trusted advisor. So, what exactly is a trusted advisor? Well, it's a successful marketer who helps first, teaches consistently, and earns the right to recommend their offer. Adopting this mindset completely flips the traditional power dynamic. You're no longer this desperate salesperson trying to convince a highly skeptical buyer. Instead, you become a mentor in their inbox, someone whose opinion they deeply, deeply value.
And once that trust is established, selling becomes so much easier because your recommendations finally carry real weight. It's like a recommendation from a good friend versus a cold call from a total stranger. Because you spent weeks serving them and making them smarter, when you finally do say, hey, I have a product that solves this completely, they actually listen intently.
To summarize the bottom line of this whole explainer,
When your follow-up creates real value, sales become the natural next step. True value creation organically transforms into revenue without you ever needing to resort to some forced, high-pressure pitch. Do this right, and your email list transforms into a massive, value-driven asset for your business.
So I want to leave you with one final, pretty provocative question as we wrap up this explainer. Will your next follow-up help or just pitch? Seriously, I challenge you right now. Go look at the very next email you have scheduled to send. Does it leave the reader better off? If it doesn't, scrap it and rewrite it. Use these 3 steps, become that trusted advisor, and just watch what happens to your engagement and your bottom line. Thanks for joining me today.